Hi, everybody. My name is Mallika Malhotra, and I am a brand strategist, a mentor, and speaker at MallikaMalhotra.co. And I work with female entrepreneurs, helping them get clear on their brand message, helping them find their power niche and really build their brand as the go-to expert in their industry. I know what it feels like to be overwhelmed and feeling lost and scattered when it comes to your brand story. And I really help you put the pieces together to nail down your message so that you feel confident sharing your strengths, your offers to your audience, and you're able to connect with them faster. And today we're going to be talking about personal branding. I have a presentation to share with you called Next Level You, the Power of Personal Branding. Now, you've probably heard of the term personal branding. It's quite the buzzword, but you may think it's just for celebrities or influencers, but it's really a smart strategy for people just like us. Entrepreneurs, professionals, authors, speakers, consultants, we too need to craft our personal brand and showcase how we are a strong fit for our audience. What are our skill sets, our personalities, our prowess? What can we bring to the table to stand out? That's all part of crafting your narrative. And today in my presentation, I'm going to share with you how we can put those pieces together, what kind of formula you can use so that it feels easier for you, and what the power of personal branding can do for your business. So I hope you're as excited as I am. Grab your pen and paper and let's get started. So welcome to the Next Level You presentation about the power of personal branding. So I always like to start with a quote, and this one is from Jeff Bezos, and it is, "Your brand is what people say when you're not in the room." And I think this is really true about what branding really means. Branding is the impression that we make in our audience's mind, and often they are creating a story about us without us even being there. So think about what comes to people's minds when they hear your name. What shows up on the internet, Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, when they search your name. This is part of your personal brand. And we have to be serious about our personal brand because it's one of the most valuable aspects of our business. So we don't want to take it lightly. We don't want to not be in control of what the narrative is. And so we want to make sure when we're not there that people are saying exactly what we want them to say about our brands. So today I will be discussing the importance of personal branding and want to empower you to really discover your own narrative and help you think about how great a personal brand could be for you, one that creates credibility, consistency, and really solidifies your position in the market. So who am I? My name is Mallika Malhotra. I am the CEO and brand builder behind MallikaMalhotra.co. I'm a former ad executive. I worked in advertising on brands like Oil of Olay and L'Oreal Cosmetics. And I take a lot of those strategies and that experience with my clients today as a brand strategist, as a mentor. I also do brand photography and wrote a book in 2017 called the Brand Photography Playbook. I have founded a membership dedicated to brand building called the Brand Attraction Society. And the idea of a personal brand really hits close to home for me because I'm actually in the process of shifting from my brand, Miki Photo & Co., to my personal brand, Mallika Malhotra. And we can go into some of those reasons why as we go through the presentation. And if you are on Instagram, would love to connect with you at MallikaMalhotra.co. That's where I normally hang out, so would love to connect with you there. So you're in the right place. If you are feeling frustrated, looking like everybody else, and you really want to position yourself as that sought after expert. Maybe you're multi-passionate and you struggle with how to put everything together. You love a lot of things, but how does it all come together in a clear and concise way? Maybe you're at a crossroads and you're confused and it's time for a pivot. That's what I went through myself. There comes a time in your business that maybe things have shifted and you need to figure out where to go next, and personal branding might be the answer for you. Maybe you're tired of being overlooked. You work in the corporate environment, you're an employee, you could be an entrepreneur, and you're just tired of seeing everyone else get hired and advancing, and you're wondering why. Personal branding could be the answer for you to really craft that narrative so that you don't get unnoticed. Maybe you're already identified as the authority in your industry, and it's just time for you to really dive a little bit deeper into your personal brand to define your leadership. Well, today what we're going to go through is we're going to learn exactly what is personal branding, why it matters, what are the benefits. I will share some examples of successful personal brands, and then we'll go into depth into a formula that I've put together called the 6P formula to personal branding. I'll share some writing prompts with you so that you can get a little bit deeper into your own story. And then at the end, I'll share a template for a personal brand statement that I'd like you to craft on your own. I'm a big believer that it's important to understand strategy and concepts, but it's also important to do the tactical work and actually implement. And so I'm hoping that personal brand statement exercise at the end will help you there. So let's talk about personal branding. What is it? So your personal brand tells people who you are as a person. How are you different and unique from the rest? And what value you offer? How can you solve their problems? How can you use your skills and expertise to add value to the table for them? It tells people who the human being is behind your business, and it helps your customers relate to you. Gone are the days where a logo was enough, right? A faceless corporation, a faceless business. Now people want to know you. They want to remember you as the person before they just remember your tagline or your logo or your colors. It's important to build the connection. So personal branding is a process involved in finding your own uniqueness and building a reputation around what you want to be known for. This is the most important question I ask my clients when we're talking about branding or personal branding. What do you want to be known for? What is the one thing that you want people to know you for? And your personal brand is that unique combination of skills and experiences that make who you are. Sometimes we doubt what we've done in the past, but we can really leverage that, our passions, our prowess, our personality, all of those experiences that we've had personally and professionally in the past. And we can bundle that together in a way that presents our value to the world. And when you do it well, when you craft a personal brand that is strong and powerful, it can help differentiate you from the competition and allow you to build trust with prospective clients and employers. So here's a statistic for you from the Brand Builders Group. They ran a survey last year, and they found that 63% of Americans are more likely to buy from you if you have an established personal brand. Customers tend to buy more with connecting with people instead of connecting with businesses. There is a know, like, and trust factor that's very important. Personal branding can carry that strong influence and can boost the overall return on investment if you yourself invest in crafting that personal brand. So let's talk about the difference, right? There's personal branding, there's business branding. It's important to know the difference. Well, personal branding is creating a brand around the person, right? Around you, the expert, the leader, the heart behind the brand. Where business branding is really talking about the business, the brand, the entity, the organization, focusing on that. And in today's modern economy, people really are more likely to engage with people over businesses because of that deep connection. They want to know about the person, their values, their passions. You know, often when we understand what that is, we feel more in alignment with the business when that personal brand is communicating who they are, what they believe in, what they're passionate about. So you can't discount the personal brand. And often the personal brand can outlast the business brand because it allows you to grow into who you want to be in the future. So here, my own experience as an example. So for 14 years, I've had a business called Miki Photo, which is all about photography. And I've evolved that from family photography to business photography to brand photography. And then in 2017, I started introducing strategy, working with clients and building their brands. And then I was doing mentorship, and then I was doing speaking. So the brand of Miki Photo no longer fit the future version of myself as a mentor, as a speaker. And so I knew I had to pivot into my own personal brand so that I can grow into the future of what I wanted. So it's important to think about that. Is your business brand keeping you in a box? Is it time for you to think about the personal brand? On the flip side, maybe your business brand is something that you hope to sell in 3 years or 5 years. So having a business brand is more important than developing the personal brand. So there are pros and cons for both. So just something to keep in mind. So let's talk about who needs a personal brand. Well, in today's economy, it's essential that we all have one. It's essential because people are looking into us. Even if we are an employer, if we're an employee, if we're an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter if our business is service or product, if it's digital or physical, if we are professional like a doctor or lawyer, people are doing the research to find out about us, to see who we are as people in order to decide if they want to work with us. Personal branding is used to help further our people's careers by positioning them as an expert in an industry. So let's say you're an employee in a corporation. You might want to develop your personal brand, what you're good at. Have you been publishing articles? Do you have any awards? Do you lead any teams? You want to craft that and make it really known because it might help in your advancement versus the other employees. If you're an entrepreneur, you want to build that personal brand online so that you can attract customers, you can build communities, you can, build those raving fans so that you can grow and your business and attract more wealth to your business. Lawyers, doctors, people are looking into you online, reading your blog posts. They're seeing if you have a podcast, they're looking at your social media. Part of their decision-making is consuming information about you. So personal branding is not meant for celebrities like Kim Kardashian anymore, not just them. It's not only for influencers, it's for all of us that want to position ourselves as experts in the industry. So personal branding matters to grow your business faster, to build connections with your audience faster, to be seen as the expert and get all of those opportunities like press and speaking gigs. It matters if you develop your personal brand. Right now, our markets are getting saturated. Our competition is fierce. And honestly, customers are getting more sophisticated in how they hire us, who they're considering. So by developing a personal brand, it gives us a reputation. It allows us to boost our credibility. And when the world is so competitive, we need that. We need that to land a new job. We need that to land new clients. It's important to put ourselves out there, to develop the personal brand, to get noticed. So again, it's not just for celebrities or influencers, it's really for all of us. And whether you like it or not, you have a personal brand. People are searching for you on Google, on social media. It doesn't matter if you're just a localized business or if you are a global business, your footprint is available and we need to be able to manage the narrative on our own terms. We want to be recognized as the authority. We want to be able to propel our brands and our careers forward. We want to get invited to share our expertise. This is where personal branding becomes important. So here is another statistic to consider. 47% of Americans say a personal brand is more influential in their purchasing decisions than a corporate brand. This is all about trust, right? People are deciding to buy from you from your personal brand by learning about what you believe in, what you're passionate about, your values. They want to be in alignment with you, right? You will be able to attract more clients, more investors more easily if you share that personal brand consistently. You can build a loyal following and audience and really boost your reputation by developing and by sharing what your personal brand is. So let's be honest, you're making an impression whether you realize it or not. Again, it doesn't matter what industry or profession you're in. It doesn't matter if you work or online or in person. It doesn't matter if you're local or global. You have a narrative that's out there, and we have to take responsibility over how we present ourselves. We have to strive to position ourselves as experts to become the leaders in our markets. And that's where crafting this personal brand is so, so important. So let's talk about some personal brand success stories, people that you know that's really demonstrating the power of a personal brand. And just realize that when you start developing your own personal brand, it doesn't happen overnight. We need to first develop it, define it, and then we have to communicate this mission, our purpose, all the things that encompass our personal brand consistently with our audience. So we might be looking at some famous examples right now, but they have worked over time. They've invested resources in really building their personal brands. And we as entrepreneurs, we can do that too, but it does not happen overnight. So Oprah Winfrey, of course, everyone knows her. She is the ultimate personal brand. The core of her personality lies in her empathy, her authenticity. She is consistent across the board from her early days as a reporter to when she had her Oprah show to launching her Harpo Studios and O Magazine, her book club, her charity, her Soulful Sundays, everything she does as the ultimate life coach, that's her positioning, her personal brand is consistent. People know her for who she is. She has spent time crafting this personal brand and investing in it across the board. Gary Vee, also a strong personal brand. He is a prolific entrepreneur in today's modern day online world. Son of immigrants, he grew up in Queens. He has a strong entrepreneurial spirit. His ability to execute fast. His business is a success. He's known as the self-made millionaire. That is part of his personal brand. He is a 5-time best-selling author. He's had a very successful YouTube channel for his previous business with wine, and now is the CEO of VaynerMedia, a full-service advertising firm. We know him because he is truly authentic and often polarizing. He's a fast talker, no nonsense, F-bomb dropper. That's his personal brand. Love him or hate him. He is always consistent and always authentic. Then there is Marie Forleo, also known as the American Life Coach. She's an author. She's a host of, Marie TV. She has a super, super successful program called B School. She's written a book called Everything is Figureoutable. Her brand also is consistent across all of her media and touch points. She has crafted this influential personal brand that has over thousands, over 100,000 followers all over the world. She has such a strong online presence and she consistently puts herself out there. But she's a true example of another wonderful personal brand. So let's talk about how to build your personal brand. And let's remember, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, it takes self-discovery, and it takes hard work to start seeing results. So here's a framework that I put together because, as I mentioned, I too am in the process of moving from a business brand, which was Miki Photo, to my personal brand, which is Mallika Malhotra. I understand the hurdles and the challenges of moving into your personal brand, but I'm ready to do that. And I actually put together this formula because it helped me in the development process. So there's 6 P's. We have purpose, prowess, passion, personality, positioning, and people. And if we dive in deep into all of these themes, we'll be able to create a distinct and memorable personal brand for yourself. So let's talk about the first one. This is your purpose. This is defining your mission, your why, the greater impact you hope to make. This is so important in the brand development process, right? You want to get clear on your values and who you are and why you do the work that you do. This helps inspire your audience and build this connection. It helps go beyond just the products and services that you're creating, right? This is the movement, the difference that you want. This is the feeling you want to give to the world. You want to define that and really sit down and think about those things because this is the heart of your brand. There's a statistic that says 67% of all Americans would pay more for a product and service if the personal values align with theirs. So this has to do with the purpose, the mission behind your business. So get clear on yours. So let's talk about your prowess. We need to declare your area of expertise and focus on it. We need to find your zone of genius, what your reputation is built on, What are you really good at? What are your strengths? What do people ask you for help with? What could others learn from you? You need to define what you want to be known for. And often we have to comb through our skill set, our strengths, our past personal, professional experience to see what we can leverage. What can we use to develop our brand story? We need to get clear on that brand expertise so that we're able to communicate it in a way that's clear to our audience. They get it. They get why they need to hire us. So ask yourself, what are you doing that creates the biggest transformation for your client? Next, let's talk about your passion. Think about what fires you up and what drives you. Think about what upsets you about your field and your industry. Often some of those feelings, those strong feelings, are what's going to help you stand out in your personal brand. What do you have a strong perspective about? What do you believe in that's polarizing? Think about all of that. Put your pen to paper, write it down. And don't discount things that really rile you up. Embrace it, lean into it, and use it as part of your personal brand. Personality. This is so important when it comes to personal brand and your authentic self. You want to infuse that into your personal brand. What is your true vibe and character? How do your clients feel when they work with you? What is your style of communication? Really know yourself, your true sense of self. Don't hide your personality. Use it as an asset. When you share your personality, it's what builds that emotional connection with our customers. Is your brand funny? Is it nurturing? Maybe it's rebellious. Maybe you're overly polite. Maybe you're introspective. Maybe you're an extrovert. Think about how you describe yourself. Think about how your clients describe you and really define that personality and let it shine through. This is your style. This is your character. So you want to get very clear about it because it often is the tipping point of why people choose you over others. Let's talk about your positioning. What sets your personal brand apart from the rest? What makes you stand out? What is your unique value proposition? So think about what you want to do to the world and what do you want the world to know that makes you different? Think about what you could do that is disruptive or innovative. Do you have certain qualities and skills that allow you to work more effectively than the competition? Define your point of difference. This is the hardest part for many of us, but we have to spend the time to assess the competitive marketplace, to see where there are gaps that we can innovate or disrupt, and to understand why people have chosen us over others. Why would someone choose you to work with? You really need to know that positioning so that you're able to communicate that within your personal brand. Then the last one is people. Who are you trying to help? Who needs you the most? Who do you love to work with? Who do you get the best results with? You are really not meant to help everyone. Let me say that again. You are not meant to help everyone. I want you to get specific and selective with your ideal client. I want you to think about who you can best serve, what are their problems, and how you can solve them. I want you to streamline and stop thinking about everyone as your target market and really get specific at identifying who that exact person is, that targeted audience that you can best serve. Because when you get clear on that and you share that and you put it within your personal brand, then you create a brand that is more recognizable, that is more referable, that is more memorable. So let's do a recap. We talked about, the 6 parts, the 6 P's of the personal brand formula. Your purpose, defining your why, really talking about your values and your mission so that you can connect with your audience. Your prowess, identifying that area of expertise, what you're really good at and not being a Jane of all trades. Your passion, do you have something that fuels you up, a strong point of view? Something that you are worried or that makes you mad about the industry that you can be putting into your personal brand. Your personality. Who are you as a person? Your character, your style, make sure that shines through. Your positioning. How are you different from the rest? Do you own the market in some way that you do things differently so that people remember you for that? And your people. Who is that targeted audience that you are here to serve? Because you're not meant to serve everyone. So I put together some writing prompts to help you discover your personal brand, to get you a little bit deeper into really figuring out who you are and your personal brand. So you can pause this video right now and you can get your pen and paper and ask yourself, if you could get paid to do anything, what would that be? If you were at a party of strangers, how would you be introduced? This is an important one because often we're not introduced the way we want to be, right? And so we have to take control of the narrative. How do you want people to know you? When you are in your zone of genius, what are you doing? Why do peers come to only you consistently? What are you bringing to the table that they don't go to anyone else for? What would your TED Talk speech be on, right? Your thought leadership, what would that be on? And lastly, your personal brand really is your legacy. What do you want your legacy to be known for? So pause this video, take some time and jot down your thoughts. This will really help you develop your personal brand. So now let's do your personal brand statement. Let's put this all together. But first, let me tell you what a personal brand statement is. It's a statement that's about 1 or 3 sentences that really explains what you do and why you're unique in your field. It says something about your expertise and what makes you different. And people reading the statement should know exactly what you do and what you specialize in. And you need to carefully choose the right words, right? Make it clear, concise in order to get your message come across effectively. You want people to understand who you are and what you offer. So I put together a few examples just so you can see how this looks. So your personal brand could be, I'm a publishing expert helping thought leaders write great books in just 90 days. Super clear what you do, who you help, and how you're different. Unlike your father's advisor, I'm a blogger, author, speaker, and financial planner, empowering ready-to-retire women to channel their inner wealthy women and build prosperity. So up front, she's saying how she's unlike the rest of financial advisors and planners. She is a multi-passionate and using her personal brand to put it all together, the blogger, author, speaker, and planner. And she works with women that are about to retire. And she's all about the inner wealthy woman and building prosperity. So even her language here, you can tell it has more of a spiritual focus to wealth building than what you would expect from a traditional financial planner. The last one. I'm a world-renowned orthopedic surgeon specializing in shoulder injuries of professional athletes. I'm known for quick recoveries and getting my patients back on the playing field through my signature operation. So world-renowned, you're already giving your brand some status. You're an orthopedic surgeon. I know what you do. I know what you specialize in. I know who you work with. I know what the results are. And I see that you have a signature operation, all great pieces, employing that 6P formula to craft a statement that's memorable. So what about your statement? Things to think about. What do you do? What is the value you bring and the expertise that you have? Who do you serve best? Again, please don't say you help everyone and anyone. Let's get more specific and selective in our targeted audience. Think about who you get the best results with, who you love to work with, who has the problem in the market that you can solve. And how do you do it differently? What is your unique selling proposition? Why do people choose you over others? What are you doing differently than the rest? And then here's just a template that you can use as an exercise. My name is X, and I am your title in what you are best in. I help your target audience with the value that you offer by your special sauce. So you can use that as an example, as a template, as a guideline, as you develop your own personal brand. So what happens next now that you have your personal brand? What do you do next? Well, you need to take brand action, right? I'm all about implementation. Once you figure out what your personal brand stands for, you need to start creating content regularly around that expertise, sharing ideas, stories, having a newsletter, a blog, being on social media, You need to elevate your presence on those platforms so that you're being seen as the expert. You need to speak, teach, and write about your work. This is how you elevate your brand, right? This is how you develop your personal brand and differentiate from the rest. You need to network, interact, and engage, right? Engage with audiences who are looking for your expertise. Even if you are an employee in a company, you need to engage with your staff, with your superiors, with the things that make your personal brand different. You need to share it with them. And you need to become the face of your brand. You cannot be hiding. You cannot be invisible. Personal brands are seen. So let's just recap what we discussed today. We talked about what is personal branding, why it matters, what the benefits are. We went through some examples. I shared with you the formula for personal branding. I gave you some writing prompts, and then we went through a formula, a template to write your own personal brand statement along with some examples. And I'd just like to finish here and just say, when it comes to your personal brand, the goal is to make sure that you are the name that stands out when people think of what you do. Building a personal brand can elevate your business to new heights. And when you focus on that 6P formula, when you really define all of those pieces to craft your unique narrative, you can have the power to really make an impact in the world and build your personal brand legacy. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Again, my name is Mallika Malhotra and would love to connect with you. My email is here, my website is here, although it will be changing as I go through my personal branding rebrand myself, but you can find me on Instagram at mallikamalhotra.co. Thank you so much for this opportunity to share this information with you on personal branding, and I hope it helps you in your business journey.